Welcome everybody to Living Well with Sohini, a program dedicated to the practices of diet and lifestyle rooted in the ancient wisdom of yoga and Ayurveda. Today I'd love to share with you one of my favorite Ayurvedic spice blends. And as we are coming into spring, it's super important to get your digestive culinary spices in your daily routine, in your daily diet. So this is called CCF, also known as cumin, coriander, and fennel. So we have here whole cumin seed, then we have a whole coriander seed, and then whole fennel seed. Now, I've graduated into getting the whole seed. At the beginning, when I was starting out, I wanted it to be convenient, and so I would already get the pre-ground spices. But I realize now it's very simple to also simply get in bulk these spices whole and grind and roast them yourself. And I'm going to show you right now how easy and efficient it is to make your own spice blend and have this for your use daily as a spice and also as a tea, something that you can sip throughout the day. Now, CCF, cumin, coriander, and fennel, are really good for your metabolism, boosting your metabolism, allowing your digestion to be strong, and also it's great for cleaning the livers and your urinary tract, your bladder, because it's a diuretic. And so cumin is excellent for gas and bloating. Coriander, excellent gas and bloating. Fennel, same thing. All good for digestion. And they're also good for all constitutional types. So perfect for Vata, Pitta, and Kapha all together. So, and one of my favorite things is coriander here is actually the seed of cilantro, so if you didn't know that. So the first thing that we want to do is to roast the spices. So I took smaller portions, okay, and I'm going to put this into a pan, already hot, and I'm going to put my cumin, my coriander, and my fennel. And I'm going to mix this up like that and let it roast. And you're going to let it roast, and it depends because every stove is different, allowing the flavor to come to its peak so you can tell fragrance-wise through the nose and also by the color. So you want to get it to that golden brown. And the reason why we are using heat to roast the spices is we're optimizing the volatile oils that are in these powerful seeds. So it's really amazing thing, bringing fire into it, opening up, so optimizing that nature and letting it come out. So we have here, it's already warming up. So this is a hot burner. And I want to keep an eye on it because once they burn, you have to throw them away, unfortunately. So you want to keep an eye, giving it a stir once in a while, or if you can do it, you can give it a little shake like this. And I can already smell this, and it is absolutely delicious. So I'm going to do this for another minute or so. So we're talking 2 to 3 minutes to efficiently bring that fire essence into these spices. So it's getting warm here. Waiting another minute. And once they're done, what we want to do is to grind them. So if you have this already pre-ground, then you're good to go. You can roast them yourself, right? So equal parts of each one, equal parts of cumin, coriander, and fennel, okay? And if you get familiarized with the spices and the properties of them, then you can also decide to maybe take a little bit less fennel and more of the cumin and the coriander. So the coriander is the most cooling, so I prefer to increase the coriander. So I can hear the popping happening, and you can see that the color is changing. So another 30 seconds here. And when I do this, I do it really in bulk. So I'm taking about 2 cups of each one and then storing it. So I have a jar of the tea and I have a jar of the spice to make things a lot easier and convenient for me. So it might be less convenient at the beginning to kind of do this, but although it really takes 5 minutes, this is the best way to do it. So, and we're ready. Okay, so I'm going to turn this down, and I'm going to, let's see, maybe I'm going to put this in here first, cooling it down a little bit. Okay. And then putting it into a NutriBullet. Now you can do Vitamix or any other contraption that grinds, and preferably, some people do it in a coffee grinder, but they're small, so the quantity is just minimal. And also you want to keep that separate because the coffee has a strong flavor and it's going to mix in with the spices. So I have that. Let me get here. It's all right. I can smell this deliciousness. So take this here, put it right in the microbullet. And voila, we are done. And wow, it's steaming. Oh my goodness, it's so incredibly fragrant. You're gonna have to try this at home to understand the pleasure that I'm having right now. So it's all ground like this. If you want to do, probably I would have ground it another 30 seconds, but it's fine. So you have it here. And like I said, I store it in a big jar, and that's it. It's easy at home. I put it on, you can put it on eggs, you can put it on oatmeal, you can put it on vegetables and anything else. So it's really wonderful. Now I'm going to make the tea. So I'm going to take 2 teaspoons, 1 and 2. Then I have my spring water, and I'm going to put in 2 cups. And then I'm going to heat this up to a boil. And once it comes to a boil, so it's that peak of heat, I'm going to turn it down to a simmer for about 15 minutes. So that would take a long time. So you can just imagine that, and that's it. And then what I do is I take a thermos and I just pour it in. Now you are welcome, as there's spices in it, there is sediment that will fall to the bottom when you're sipping, and that's okay. But if you're one that you do not want the sediment, you want it clear liquid, then just grab a tea strainer or a mash strainer, anything, and just filter that out. Okay? So you have your cumin, coriander, and spice, CCF spice, and you have your CCF tea, your digestive tea. And you can have these liberally every day. So it's not something that you can necessarily abuse if you have, too often. It's It's a really harmless and wonderful way to help your digestion, especially in the spring. Springtime is really important to release that heaviness, that stagnation, that mucus forming period to create blossoming, opening up. So we are naturally drawn into the community in the spring. We're naturally coming out, the sun is shining and plants are growing, the flowers, and it's beautiful. So it's time in nature to come out, and we want to release some of that heaviness. And it's through, one of the things in Ayurveda is through our food and making sure that we're increasing our digestive spices, culinary spices, there's so many, and also increase the delicious flavor of our food. So I hope you enjoyed. Next up as a warming practice, invigorating practice for your morning to help you jazz it up and clear any heaviness from the night. So stay tuned. Namaste.